Hello again, everyone. This is KMN 1971, back with my last giant-sized comic book haul of 2017. I have a lot of books to show. This is not my best haul ever, but it's probably one of my biggest. Seeing it was the holiday season, I focused in on a lot of smaller books that were on my list, loitering all year, to try to prepare for the holidays. So this will be a mixture of some Midtown comics, eBay, Amazon, and local comic book shops. I ended up getting another Amazon gift card, so that's all I pretty much ever buy on Amazon, with, as usual, mixed results. So, seeing I have so many books to get through, let's get it on. Starting off, Supergirl number 16 just came out this week, and quite possibly my favorite art germ cover on this Supergirl run. A book that's seen a little heat as of lately. Batman White Knight number 3, the B cover. I guess it's the first appearance of the Neo Joker, but I'll be honest with you. My main motivation for buying this comic was that cover. A couple more current books. Batman number 36, just a beautiful Olivia Copiel, I believe, or Copiel, however you pronounce his name. Either way, great artist. And I hope he's the permanent B artist on Batman right now, because even though Tim Sale was one of my top 10 favorite all-time Batman artists, he just wasn't doing it for me on the B covers. So, cool. This book was hot out of the gate, but it's already come back down to earth a bit. Batman Annual number 2. Which I'd have to say, in my opinion, the best standalone single Batman story of 2017. From the world of Amazon, I finally ended up picking up a copy of The Realm number 1. Unfortunately, most Amazon dealers don't know how to package properly, and it came in dinged up here and there, but I ended up getting a small discount off of it. And to round out the current books, Totally Awesome Hulk, number 22, second print. I figured why not. I heard rumors that this is already going for like $10 online. I kind of wanted to see what all the hype was about, and oof, not for me. And I don't know, a lot of these current Marvel books, their artwork is so, in my opinion, kind of cartoony. So, I don't know. But, pretty cool. And to make myself even more of a hypocrite, I ended up picking this up for $1. Exiles number 86, which shows that Hulk, Wolverine, Weapon H prototype, I guess. So, yeah, it's only for one panel. It's a throwaway panel. There is absolutely no dialogue whatsoever. But for $1, why not? And speaking of $1, these next like 20 some odd books are all from the dollar bin. Hence explaining why this this haul is a little bit on the large side. So I picked up Thor number 6 from the J. Michael Straczynski run with an Art Adams variant cover. It doesn't really go for much. I think maybe $5 or $6 tops, but for $1, why not? And I've never seen Art Adams draw Thor before, at least to my knowledge. So, the Mighty Thor 390. This is the issue allegedly where Captain America lifts up Mjolnir. The New Defenders number 152, and this is the last issue of the long-running Defenders series. I almost picked this up a couple of weeks ago for $5, and a lot of these books that you're going to see from this dollar binge haul is, or rather part of the haul. A lot of these books aren't worth a heck of a lot of money, but I would rather spend $1 on a book than $5, $6, $7 or whatever. So, cool. Another run I've been working on is the New Mutants. So whenever I run into these in the dollar bins, I still pick them up. New Mutants number 11. Number 15. And I would keep an eye out for this issue, because everyone is concentrating on issue 14. But issue 15, I believe, is where Magic officially joins the New Mutants. And number 17. So I want to say basically all from the dollar bins, too. I now have a run of the New Mutants from 1 to 21, I believe. Another run I like to pick up for $1. X-Force. This is the volume that was before the Rick Remender Uncanny X-Force. This is the volume that features X-23 as a character. So, number 8 and number 12. Love going to the dollar bins and filling in runs. Another run that I've started to work on is the Nova run that was written by Abnett and Lanning that followed Annihilation and crossed over into Conquest and War of Kings. So for $1 a piece, I will definitely pick these up. So here's Nova number 2, Nova versus Iron Man. I always like a good versus comic. Number 5. And I ended up running into another copy of number 8, which this book can go between $15 and $20 still. I knew it was the first appearance of Cosmo, but I did not know that it was also the first appearance of Nowhere. So, great dollar bin pickup. So, in true collecting fashion, I picked this issue up for like $3 a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And this is the one that features an Adam Hughes cover as well as Adam Hughes interiors. But I ended up finding this in one of the dollar bins at one of my local comic book shops. I guess they just totally blew out pretty much all of their Legion comics that were in the dollar bin. Nothing from the Bronze Age. I mean, the Bronze Age. Or not really much from the Copper Age either, but it was mostly all from like 90s on. So I ended up picking this up for $1, as well as number 14 and number 16, which I guess this book has come back down to earth for a while. It was like a $20, $25 book. Now I think you can get it from like 10, 15, maybe even lower at sometimes. But for $1 a piece, I'll gladly pick up another set of Adam Hughes Legionnaires comics. And while I was perusing through that, I ended up coming across this. The Legion of Superheroes, number 38. This is the issue where the Earth actually dies. And there is a cameo appearance of Death from Vertigo Comics in here also. So I forget whose comic book haul I saw this in. It was within the last month. Whoever you are, thanks for pointing this out. Finally added this into the PC. No Bad number 4. When I first started watching YouTube videos, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, or YouTube comic book haul videos 4 or 5 years ago, this was another one of those books that was all the rage. It took me this long to find it. Like, I could have picked this up before, but I just did not want to pick it up for more than $1. So finally picked one up for $1. And it was funny. The comic book shop that I picked this out of the dollar bin, I went back this week, and they had this book up on the wall. Another book that's not worth much, but for $1 I'll take it every day. Marvel Tales, number 233. There are a handful of Todd McFarlane covers from Marvel Tales, and I never can seem to run into any of them. So I was really happy to pick this one up, in high grade too, from the dollar bin. Spider-Man and the X-Men, awesome. Done by Todd McFarlane, even better. A nostalgic favorite, the Transformers, number 2 in a 4-issue limited series, which would eventually become like an 80-something issue limited series. But I used to own the first 4 issues of this when I was a kid, so anytime I can run anything across anything like this in a dollar bin at a good in a good grade, something that I used to own as a kid, would give me a nice cheap nostalgic buzz. I always pick it up. And I was really surprised to find these in the dollar bin. Some nice Bronze Age Fantastic Four, number 208. Which, when I looked it up, I guess it has the appearance of the new champions or whatever, but who really cares? Marvel Premiere, number 38, which is the first appearance of Weird World, and a pleasant surprise, it also contains some very nice Mike Plug artwork. And the last book from the dollar bins, Captain America, number 208. And this features the first appearance of Armin Zola. Great copy, just has a little upside down date stamp right there. Alright, so getting into the long box section. These are just all books that I've dug out of long boxes or came to me via Amazon or Midtown. So, the Heroic Age Villains #1, which I was a little disappointed when I opened this up. It's just basically a source book for a big chunk of the Marvel villains out there. Think the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, only a lot less cooler. But it does feature this very cool Jay Lee cover. Nova, #32, Realm of Kings crossover. I remember this book was hot probably about 3 or 4 years ago too. And I don't know, I guess people are still trying to sell it at a premium price on eBay, but the last sold listing that I saw was like maybe $3 with $4 and maybe $5 shipping. So it is what it is, but I like this Nova series. Conan, #31, and this was the last Mike Mignola variant cover that I needed for Mike Mignola's 3-parter that he did on this run. So I can finally get around to reading it, which is very cool. Mystique, #1, featuring this awesome Linsner cover, and was definitely a series I wanted to check out back in the day, but never got around to it. The Flash, Iron Heights, another book that's been on my list for a while, and I got this one off of Amazon, near mint condition, one of the few Amazon purchases that went without a hitch, and just wanted to read it because I'm a big fan of Jeff Johns, love Ethan Von Sciver's artwork, and this also contains the first appearance of, I don't know, some villain, I can't remember. I've also been interested on this run on Supergirl that Peter David wrote. This is Supergirl #69, which features a versus between Captain Marvel Jr. and Supergirl. And I know this isn't the real Supergirl. This is like the clone Supergirl from, or the clone Matrix Supergirl from the Pocket Universe from the 1980s. But I've always really dug that white t-shirt, half t-shirt costume too. So yeah, Supergirl #69 versus Captain Marvel Jr. #75, which features a crossover between what was then the modern Supergirl and the retro Supergirl, who is now the current Supergirl. And lastly, the book that I really wanted from that run, Supergirl #80, which actually, if you can see it here, was done by John Romita Sr. How cool is that, man? And for an older artist, that is some pretty modern artwork, I'd have to say. Really nice. Got a couple of more of my Millennium editions. This is Wonder Woman #1, the Millennium edition. As well as, I want to say this is Wiz Comics #2, which features the first appearance of Shazam, aka Captain Marvel. 2 books that I will definitely never own the first printings to. So, very happy to pick them up. And I would be on the lookout for these Millennium comics because some of them are really starting to take off. Nothing crazy, but for the longest time you could find all of these in like dollar bins. That's not the case any longer, at least in my area. Okay, I finally got these 2 off of my list. Bloodshot #6 and 7, cameo of Ninjak, and first full appearance of Ninjak as Ninjak, I believe. I used to own these back in the day, and for the past like couple of years I've been trying to hunt these down in dollar bins, where I ended up getting a lot of my Valiants back, and just never could find them. So I came across these for like $4 a piece and picked them up. So yeah, just about all my old school Valiant first appearances are now complete, which is very cool. How about some J. Scott Campbell? So I also have heard the Danger Girl movie rumors, so why the heck not? These were all like $4 a piece too. So Danger Girl #1, Danger Girl number 2. And like I said, I like J. Scott Campbell. I just don't like to pay the J. Scott Campbell prices. So whenever I can find them at a good deal, I'll pick them up. And a classic Gen 13 cover. Gen 13 number 12. Which is just crazy. Keeping on, trugging along in the 90s. Amazing Spider-Man number 375, which is the first appearance of the Bride of Venom. Can't remember her real name, forget. Nightwing number 1. This is the first time that Nightwing had his own solo series, which I guess I was wrong a couple of weeks ago. I could have swore his first miniseries was Nightwing, The Search for Alfred, but apparently not. And this is a series that just totally flew under the radar when I was collecting back in when? 1995? It's a long time ago. Here's a book that I stumbled across that I'm happy about. Marvel Superheroes Summer Special, 1992. And this contains the last issue of the Miss Marvel series from the 1970s that was never published, where she ends up throwing down with Sabretooth. So, very happy to pick that up. The Warlord, number 48, and it features the first appearance of Arak, Son of Thunder, another sword and sorcery character that will probably never see the light of day, but was a childhood favorite of mine. Dirt cheap first appearance, and I also like to collect Warlord on the side, so why not? Super Friends, number 37. And I just thought this was cool because it had a crossover with Supergirl. And I could never seem to remember Supergirl ever crossing over with the Super Friends as a kid. So, picked it up. Detective Comics, number 553. And this is the second appearance of the Black Mask. Finally, it's taken me years, but I finally picked up a high-grade first printing of Lone Wolf and Cub, number 1. I believe I read that this has also been optioned for maybe a TV series or something, but nevertheless, I had a second print, third print, and it always bothered me that I could never seem to find a first print, and I was determined to find one out in the wild. This is another book that can run you $5 to $15 in high grade. So, very happy to pick it up. Star Trek number 1 from the 1984, which I want to say, judging by the artwork, this followed after the second Star Trek movie came out, the second Star Trek motion picture. So, very cool, and features this kick-ass George Perez cover. What can you say about that? I figured I had the Gold Key Star Wars number 1, the Gold Key Star Trek number 1, the Marvel Star Trek number 1. Why not go for the DC Star Trek number 1 too, while I'm at it? And I think that would be a good segue to get into some of the graphic novels and big books that I bought. So, I haven't shown off any graphic novels in a while. So let's start off with this. Star Trek Debt of Honor. And this is a hardcover, and it's written by Chris Claremont, illustrated by Adam Hughes. I am obviously having camera issues trying to keep this in frame. I'll have to be as good as that. And yeah, very happy to pick this up. I saw this in a Comic Quarter 410 video. I believe he had the soft cover, so I had no idea about this. Went searching about for it, and ended up finding the hardcover for, I want to say, under 20 bucks. So I thought that was pretty neat. Also picked this up in the last couple of weeks. Another hardcover. This is a trade paperback of Jim Starlin's Dreadstar, which reprints all of the Metamorphosis Odyssey from Epic Illustrated, I want to say 1 through 10. And it also reprints the OG Dreadstar OGN original graphic novel. So all in hardcover, beautifully colored for the most part. There are some black and white sections also. But for a Jim Starlin fan, Dreadstar fans, can't go wrong. Sticking on in the Copper Age. finally got around to picking this up also. Squadron Supreme, Death of a Universe. Very cool stuff. Nice grade, too. I'll hold off on that one for a bit. Vin Crew just showed this one off, and I want to say he's the first one that I've ever seen show this off in a video. And up until about a couple of months ago, or maybe even a month ago, I had no idea this even existed. For the longest time, I thought the Aliens debuted under the Dark Horse banner. But this is the Alien original graphic novel that was put out by Heavy Metal. I want to say this is from the 1980s or maybe 1970s. I'm not even sure. I never bothered to look at the indica, but done by Archie Goodwin and Walt Simonson. So that's not a creative team that you would sneeze at. And this is the first appearance of aliens in comic book form. I want to say that, well, thanks to watching a Vin Crew video, I know that there is a preview of this graphic novel in a copy of Heavy Metal magazine, but I don't really count previews as first appearances unless it's original content. So, yeah, first appearance of Alien from Heavy Metal graphic novel. Awesome. Very happy to pick that up. And the only way I found out about that, I feel I should give a heads up. Total Comics Mayhem has just this awesome list of horror comics. And that's how I ended up discovering about this. So, very cool. So, yes. Oh, well, the heck with it. And lastly, out of the bigger books, Savage Sword of Conan, the Barbarian, annual #1. Really nice grade. Really nice spine on that bad boy. So, very happy to pick that up. Really cool. Alright, so back to the comics. Sticking in the Bronze Age, Star Trek I believe it's number 47. And this is another thing I didn't know about. Maybe someone can fill me in. Is this a continuation from the Gold Key series? Or when Gold Key went under, did they change to Whitman? I have no idea. But I couldn't pass away this trippy Star Trek spot cover. Very cool. Conan the Barbarian #4. Conan King Size Annual #4. So I have a thing. I want to collect all the giant size Conans as well as his annuals for my PC. Werewolf by Night #20, another awesome Bronze Age series that I'm trying to collect. The Amazing Spider-Man #197. Which I want to say was one of the very first Spider-Man comics that I ever had, or I had ever read, for that matter. So very happy to pick this up in high grade. This right here is an upgrade. This is Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man #27, which features the first time that Frank Miller ever illustrated Daredevil. And for $5, how could I turn that away? That's awesome. Alright, winding down. Also from Amazon, Amazing Spider-Man #4, which features the first appearance of Silk. Which I wasn't really crazy about the artwork in this, to be honest with you. Justice League of America what number is it? Hold on. Sorry. Number 15? I think? I don't know. But obviously I just bought this for the cover. And I'm still standing by that. I really like the movie. Wasn't perfect. But I'll get into that in my year-end wrap-up. But very, very cool cover. And I obviously cannot resist a Justice League foil cover. I'm right back to the 90s again. So, but very cool. Ended it off with a little Silver Age. Superman #207, which is his 30th anniversary issue. Wow. And look at the colors pop on that thing. And this is a giant size issue. And check out that spine. Hopefully it's coming out pretty good. That is nice. Not an overly expensive issue, but as a fan of Superman, as a fan of the Silver Age, and as a fan of anniversary issues. Had to pick it up. Batman number 197, and this is the first time that Barbara Gordon as Batgirl ever appeared in the Batman title. And allegedly this is only the 4th appearance of the Silver Age Catwoman. I mainly picked this up because of the cover and because it was Batman from the Silver Age in great shape. I did a little research afterwards, so I think it's very cool to own the comic that has the first appearance of Barbara Gordon as Batgirl in the Batman comics. So, very nice. And check out that condition. For a Silver Age book, man, this thing is, like, very fine, at least. I'm sorry, I'm not good with the comic book close-ups, but that is nice. As a Batman fan, very happy to pick that up. And now for the one major book of this haul. This was a birthday present from me to me last month. Strange Tales, number 135. First appearance of Nick Fury, first appearance of S.H.I.E.L.D., first appearance of Hydra. That is a nice slice of Marvel pie right there. Great stuff. Probably, well, it was advertised as a 6.0, and that's what I would say. The main flaw is that crease right there. But other than that, this book is in sweet condition, man. So, very happy with this pickup. And that will do it. That will be my last haul of the year. I will be having, I'll be doing my year-end roundup probably in 2 parts. I figure there's 52 weeks in the year, so I'm going to do my top 52 pickups over 2 videos for the next 2 comic book hauls. And, yeah, that'll be my end of the year roundup, basically. Go over my top 52 pickups. I'll show off my, my pull list to see how much it differs from my pull list last year. As much as I do these for fun, these videos for fun, I also do them as a vlog to keep track of my collection. So, and my buying habits. And I'll also, cover the movies, the industry, and my own collecting and YouTube experience over the past year or so. So that's all I have for this week. I will see you all next week. Enjoy your time out there. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your comics. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it. I always have a hard time wrapping these things up. I never know what to say. So, yeah. See ya. Bye.